Mainstream news media has always had a separate set of rules for Donald Trump. No matter the behavior, be it lewd, rude, or just plain incompetent, the news always sloughs it off as Trump being Trump, leaving the real critique to their late-night talk show hosts. Well, congressional leaders have had enough. Watch as they call out Trump's erratic and uncontrollable behavior.
What Republicans won't show you is the mounting evidence that Trump is mentally incompetent to hold the office of the president. The late, great Hannibal Lecter. I can't even begin to understand how Republicans have chosen this man as their champion, but they have. And now House Republicans are paying for it by flocking to the sidelines of his criminal trial, sacrificing their integrity to defend them against, frankly, indefensible acts. Almost everybody who worked for the former president seems to know that Trump is unfit for office and that these acts of public humiliation on his behalf are wrong.
Jerry Nadler highlights an issue that demands attention: Trump's admiration for Hannibal Lecter, a fictional character from Silence of the Lambs. Here's exactly what Trump said.
Silence of the Lambs. Has anyone ever seen the Silence of the Lambs? The late, great Hannibal Lecter is a wonderful man. He oftentimes would have a friend for dinner. Remember the last scene? Excuse me, I'm about to have a friend for dinner as this poor doctor walked by. I'm about to have a friend for dinner, but Hannibal Lecter, congratulations, the late, great Hannibal Lecter.
So trying to build off his earlier success, calling Mexicans rapists, Trump has lately been comparing immigrants to Hannibal Lecter. But here in New Jersey, Trump went off script and starts lauding a fictional character, becoming as entranced by the joke the character makes as a 4-year-old hearing their first knock-knock joke. It's a really disturbing moment, and Nadler calls it out. For him, this is not some kind of embarrassing gaffe. It's a revealing moment, among many, that shows Trump is unfit for office, a point he brings home by discussing how former Trump staffers now agree that he is unfit for office and always was. This is a point that Representative Steve Cohen from Tennessee makes when he lists the former cabinet members who described Trump as unfit. Take a listen.
A man who his own Secretary of State said was a moron. Yes, Tillerson said he was a moron. Kelly said he admires, John Kelly, his chief of staff, said he admires autocrats and dictators and has no conception of the rule of law or concern for it or for democracy in our country. His defense secretary, Mark Esper, said he was a threat to democracy. John Bolton declared him to be unfit to be president. And of course, Mike Pence said they had profound differences.
Now, of course, Cohen's point here is that even in his best days, the earlier parts of his presidency, Trump was unfit to serve. And it's his own cabinet members making that argument. So if Trump was incapable of holding office then, he's even more incapable now that the signs of his mental and physical decline are on display almost daily. As a result, Representative Ted Lieu from Hawaii shines a light on Trump sleeping during his criminal trial.
So let's talk about Donald Trump. I agree with the Republican from New Jersey who said if a person cannot stand trial, he should not be president of the United States. Donald Trump has fallen asleep multiple times at his own criminal trial. I am a former prosecutor. I can tell you that is not normal. I think there may be some physical and mental health issues that should be investigated. I'm going to tell you what people in the courtroom are writing about Donald Trump falling asleep. Here's a reporter who has been observing this. One reporter observed, quote, that Donald Trump has nodded off a few times, his mouth going slack and his head drooping onto his chest, end quote. If a person is so weak and feeble, if Donald Trump is so weak and feeble, he cannot stay awake at his own criminal trial, he can't be president of the United States.
Although his style may be understated, Lieu drops a bombshell here, calling for Trump's mental and physical abilities to be investigated. As Lieu points out, Falling asleep at your own criminal trial is not normal. The media may want to ignore it as yesterday's news, but Lou is willing to call it out for what it is, a sign that Trump is too doddering and weak to hold office. And if the media is not going to write about it, then it should be investigated. This is not just hyperbole on Lou's part. The signs of Trump's mental and physical decline are evident on a daily basis, and yet the media continues to just normalize it. That makes it high time for Democrats to expose it and to keep talking about it. True, the MAGA crowd will never listen. They're too busy trying to figure out why Hannibal Lecter is the good guy. The rest of us, however, should be shown the truth about a deteriorating old fool. He's not the guy you want to give nuclear launch codes to. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.